His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace. The cabinet welcomed His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa following the issuance of the royal decree by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, appointing His Highness as the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court. The cabinet extended its congratulations and best wishes for success in His Highness's new role, affirming the trust placed in him by His Majesty in the capabilities of Bahraini citizens to advance the kingdom's development and progress. The cabinet commended the efforts of various government entities during Eid al-Adha, which ensured public safety and the continued delivery of vital services throughout the holiday. The cabinet congratulated Bahraini pilgrims on their safe return and commended the Bahrain Hajj mission for its dedication to delivering high-quality services to pilgrims. It expressed gratitude to Saudi Arabia and the leadership of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and the support of His Royal Highness the Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, for their distinguished efforts in serving pilgrims. The Cabinet also congratulated Saudi Arabia on the success of this year's Hajj season. The Cabinet expressed pride in Bahrain's election to a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for the 2026 to 2027 term, reflecting international recognition of Bahrain's diplomatic contributions to peace, security and development. This follows a report submitted by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, which was reviewed by the Cabinet. The Cabinet welcomed Bahrain's election to the Executive Board of UN Women for the 2026 to 2028 term. This milestone is a testament to the continued efforts of Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, in empowering women and strengthening their leadership roles across various sectors. The Cabinet affirmed the Kingdom's firm stance in advocating for peace and the resolution of crises through dialogue and diplomatic means. It underscored the importance of halting the military escalation and attacks between Israel and Iran, which pose a serious threat to regional security and stability. It stressed the urgent need for immediate de-escalation to safeguard the region and preserve its stability. The Cabinet also called for the adoption of diplomacy as an effective means of resolving disputes and the exercise of utmost restraint to spare the region and its peoples from the dangers of war, emphasising the importance of continuing US-Iranian negotiations on Iran's nuclear programme. The Cabinet then discussed regional developments and the implications for security and stability. It reviewed a detailed presentation by the Minister of Interior and Chairman of the Civil Defence Council, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, on the Kingdom's preparedness to address the civil emergencies in light of regional developments. In this regard, the Cabinet directed the continued implementation of protective measures to safeguard public welfare. The following assurances were confirmed: enhanced security and field readiness with the National Civil Emergency Management Centre fully activated; ample availability of essential goods and strategic food reserves to meet current needs; uninterrupted flow of goods in and out of the Kingdom, guaranteeing the availability of goods in local markets; sufficient stock of pharmaceuticals to cover all needs and the full readiness of medical teams across all governorates; stable electricity production across all regions, supported by emergency continuity plans to ensure the continuity of supply under all circumstances; a secure water reserve system, ensuring uninterrupted supply under all circumstances. The operational readiness of 33 shelters has been ensured with activation measures in place as needed, in line with directives from the relevant authorities. Ongoing efforts to repatriate citizens stranded abroad due to flight suspensions and cancellations. Continued monitoring of flight safety across impacted air routes. Full readiness and nationwide coverage of the emergency alert system. Robust and flexible communication infrastructure capable of operating during emergencies to ensure the continuity of services. And continuous monitoring of radiation levels within Bahrain with rapid response measures in place to safeguard public and environmental safety. The Cabinet reassured citizens and residents that all relevant authorities remain fully mobilised to maintain necessary measures to maintain the Kingdom's security, stability and uninterrupted access to essential services for citizens and residents. The Cabinet extended its condolences to India, its leadership, government and people following the tragic plane crash, offering sympathy to the families of the victims. The Cabinet then approved the following: a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial, Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance regarding the Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Fund, launched by the World Trade Organization in cooperation with the International Trade Centre in February 2024. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial and Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance regarding the Kingdom's contributions to regional and international organisations. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft law approving the law amending some provisions of the Unified System for extending insurance protection to GCC citizens working outside their countries in any other GCC country. And a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs and the Government's response to 7 proposals submitted by the Council of Representatives. Finally, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports: outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the meeting of the Ministerial Committee assigned by the Extraordinary Joint Arab-Islamic Summit regarding Gaza; outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the 3rd United Nations Ocean Conference; outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 113th session of the International Labour Conference; outcomes of the Minister of Industry of Commerce's official visit to the Sultanate of Oman; outcomes of the Minister of Youth Affairs' official visit to the United Arab Emirates; and outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 18th session of the Conference of State Parties to the Convention of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, COSP 18.